Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out today. Today is a great day. We have a wonderful announcement that we want to share with all of you, and that is two companies, Gestamp and Worthington, have joined in partnership, and they are coming to Cheyenne at the logistical hub south of Cheyenne and at the Swan Ranch. And they are a great company that is recognized both in America and in Europe. Gestamp is in Europe, and Worthington is here in the United States. They have a wonderful track record in manufacturing steel products. They're going to come to Cheyenne, and they are going to be manufacturing wind towers. They estimate by the time that they have got it up and running that they can produce up to 300 wind towers per year. They anticipate that they're going to employ roughly 150 people. They're going to build a facility that is roughly 160,000 square feet. And on top of that, the wonderful thing about this and the wonderful thing about their location is they are going to be a beacon, a lighthouse, a magnet for other manufacturing companies and other distribution companies to come to Wyoming. What makes this possible in part is, of course, when they looked at the package of what Wyoming has to offer, I think it was critical that you have the exchange, I-25, I-80, the exchange between Burlington Northern Santa Fe and Union Pacific Rail lines. That ability to have those exchanges between the two major interstates and the two major rail lines is absolutely key for them and for other companies that are going to be coming in the future. On top of that, as they looked at our package, they saw that we had a manufacturing sales tax exemption. They saw that our treasurer had the ability to issue industrial bonds, and they saw that Wyoming was willing to step up and provide a substantial amount of money for workforce training. All of that was part of their package. But on top of that, I think also was key is that they saw that Wyoming is open for business. The welcome mat is out for business, both small and large. And that is a great message for us to send out. Also, we send out this message. We have a great workforce in Wyoming. We have a great work ethic, and we can get things done. I've talked about this often. You know, we have a small population of 530,000 people, and what an amazing advantage for that to have that small population, where we can make the connections we need to, where we can visit with our elected leaders, where we can visit with our business leaders. So it's a very exciting day, and I think that to sort of highlight how important this is. Oftentimes, Worthington, as they make major deals across this country and in other countries, they don't necessarily come out for a press announcement, but they are here today, and we're going to have a representative speak to you about what they bring to Wyoming, and we so much appreciate them coming out for this announcement. This did not happen without a lot of effort, and I am just, my role is to make the announcement. But it's many other people who brought this project to bear. One, of course, we would thank the Wyoming Business Council for their leadership. For Cheyenne Leads, this is another example of Cheyenne Leads just doing tremendous work to bring business opportunities for Wyoming. But all of it requires the private push, that is the private sector that is the leader in these things. And I want to thank Mr. Neil McMurray and Rich Ferris Service of Granite Peak Development for their vision. They had the vision on the Swan Ranch and what it would mean to have a logistics hub down there. They understand that this is a start and that we've got room to grow. Both of them are here today, and we appreciate the work that they did to bring this together. But they're part of the picture. The Business Council is part of the picture. Cheyenne Leads is part of the picture. But we had over 40 individuals and partnerships working together to get this done. So I am very pleased. This is a very good news story for Wyoming. It is the start of what we think is even going to be better news in the years to come. And I'd like to turn it over now to Bob. I'm sorry. Ralph is the representative from Worthington. And Mr. Roberts, I will tell you that he has not just shown up for this press conference. I think this is maybe the third or fourth time, well, third time I've seen him in Wyoming. We've had several meetings over the last couple of months, and what a wonderful thing to have the leader of a company so interested in Wyoming that he personally takes time to come out to make this happen, and again, he is here today. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Roberts.
thank you, Governor Meade, and thank everyone who has helped Worthington and Gestamp feel so welcomed in Wyoming. On behalf of both our companies, it has been a pleasure working with you, and we thank you for your pro-business environment. The president of Gestamp, our joint venture partner, would like to have joined us today, but John Riberas sends his regards. He is working globally to grow his company, as a lot of our additional associates at Worthington are doing also. We are excited to bring our company from the Midwest, specifically Ohio, and our Spanish partners from Europe together in Wyoming to build on a commitment of renewable energy by this state and this country. Our companies both share the same values of honest, hard work, and unquestionable ethics. Worthington and Gestamp have known each other for several years, and it was just a matter of finding the right opportunity to create our first joint venture. And we found it in Wyoming. We're glad we were able to join together to pledge to build our facility in your state capital with the promise of new jobs. Governor, we are appreciative of the assistance of your office, of the Wyoming Business Council, Cheyenne Leads, and the Granite Peak Development Group that everyone has given us. There were several reasons beyond renewable energy environment that made this decision easy for us. The location of the Swan Ranch Logistics Hub near rail and interstate highways was a key part of our decision. We also believe in the ability and the readiness of the workforce that's available here. And finally, we not only believe in wind, but we believe in the power of public and private partnership. And examples of that are the critical manufacturing sales tax exemption the state is affording us in this economic development. And we are pleased with the attitude to make this a win for our joint venture and a win for the state. We thank you very much. We look forward to doing business in Wyoming. Thank you.
My name is Bob Jensen. I'm the CEO of the Wyoming Business Council, and we're very, very pleased today to have the folks from Gestamp and Worthington here. We're excited about the opportunity that this brings, and I echo everything that the governor said about what this means for the state in terms of its ability to attract manufacturing companies, but also specifically manufacturing companies that are focused on advanced energy technologies such as wind and solar and other advanced fossil fuel technologies. We think that that's a real target for us and a good opportunity to diversify our economy. As the governor said, these things don't happen with one or two people being involved. We went through looking at all the people that had touched this project since we've been working on it for over a year now. And that number, as the governor said, was over 40 people and organizations that played an integral role in helping the company with providing information that helped them get to this decision to locate in Wyoming. There's a lot of people to thank, but I think I want to spend a little time talking about the founder of Worthington. His name was John H. McConnell. And we have John H. McConnell II, the grandson of John, here with us today as part of the company. And one of the things that was real interesting as we went through this process was how well the companies fit together with the business ethic in Wyoming. John McConnell, who is on the cover of this book that he wrote called Our Golden Rule, it talks about the Worthington Company's business ethic. and their commitment to their employees and to their customers and to their investors and to the general public. And that blends very, very well with the code that we have here in Wyoming that is so important to us in terms of how we do business. And I wanted to just read a quote from this book by John McConnell. And I just happened to stop at this place when I was reading it. And it says, it's about team. And that's what this is about. And John says, good leaders understand that the importance of teamwork. They are able to find opportunities for heads to come together to solve problems, and they understand that high-tech and labor-saving devices won't do the job. People working together toward a common goal will do the job. And that's what happened in this case. We worked very closely with a lot of people. I just want to mention a few. Governor Freudenthal, who wanted to be here but can't because he's got another gig over at the university. He sends his regards and wants to say thank you for your commitment to this location. Certainly Governor Meade, even before he was Governor Meade, was involved with this process, and we were very appreciative of that. A lot of these people are in the audience today. Stan with LCCC, Stan Torvik. Clearly the Workforce Services Department with Joan Evans, their commitment to workforce training funds for this company going forward is a key piece of the incentive package that was important to them. So we thank Joan and her group. The Department of Revenue, the Department of Employment, certainly Cheyenne Leeds, very instrumental in helping us provide the information that this company needed to be able to make a decision. We worked with CADA in Casper as well. They were a critical team on this. The Wyoming Infrastructure Authority with Lloyd Drain provided critical information along the way. We met Ralph Roberts for the first time and his team at the Wind Industry Association meeting in Dallas, and we were able to have Lloyd there as well as a lot of people that were from Wyoming in the industry, and that made a big difference to them to help them understand the assets here that made sense for them. And then our Wyoming Business Council board was integrally involved with this, and Cliff Root, our chairman, is here today, and he was instrumental in this because he's our rail expert. But a number of people involved with this, but I think key, and this has been mentioned already, the folks from Granite Peak, Neil McMurray, Rich Fairservice, and all of their team were very, very, very instrumental in helping us put this package together. So we really thank all of the folks that were involved in this, and a lot of them are out there today. So thanks very much, and thanks to Worthington for making the decision.
Good morning. My name is Randy Bruns. I'm the CEO of Cheyenne Leeds, and I'm the stand-in today for the Cheyenne community. We've heard from the state, we've heard from the company. Just a couple quick comments. The key points have all been made and made more eloquently than I can. But I think it's important that everybody know, you hear people talk about team effort, but that everyone know that the state really, and particularly through the Business Council, really is at work and working for the whole state, seeking out companies that might be good fits for Wyoming, and then introducing them to the state, being out forward in a way that states can and local communities can't. So we're deeply appreciative of the state's effort and commitment to business. We also, I think, should point out that it's, at the end of the day, a choice that business makes where their needs are best going to be met. At the moment, Worthington has projects now, starting today, launching in Cheyenne, but they have projects launching all over the world. Another project just got posted, I understand. They're looking for, internally for staff for this site, or will be shortly, and also for a site in China. So we're not, it's not just a regional competition, it's not just a regional attention, but it is, we're a player on the world stage. And we have to, as a state and as a community, be prepared to meet that competition worldwide. And I think the state has done an extraordinary job of that, and I have to say as a representative of the local community that I'm very proud also of the business community and local government for what it's done over 25 years to help position this community to be ready to meet business needs. So it's a multifaceted effort. It requires cooperation all across the state, and in the end, business will make the decision where to locate that best meets their needs. Ralph, I will tell you, we're very pleased to have you here and making the decision to come here. It is our commitment to this company and to the governor and to the state that this community will do everything we can to help this company succeed as we have with all the other companies that have come before them. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much for coming. I also see we have members of the legislature here today. We very much appreciate you all being here and your work as well. What we'll do is we'd like to have a few questions if we can. Mr. Roberts said he will make himself available for a few questions generally, and then privately if you want to have questions with him or Bob Jensen, you're welcome to do that. So at this time, if I can have you come on up and see if there's any questions. And if you have any questions specifically about manufacturing, I'm not the guy to ask. This is the guy to ask. Questions?
Governor, is there any set amount that the state's going to be putting forward for workplace training?
There is, Ben, and I'll have to get that number. My recollection's about 400,000, but that's correct. It's $400,000.
And just let me add to the governor's comments. That's really pretty critical because we will be training this workforce in some of our European facilities that are currently manufacturing these products. So we expect to have a very quick ramp up. So the training assistance is critical to bringing on the type of workforce that we think Wyoming can provide.
Ben, there is some bonding authority that goes with this. I cannot remember those numbers, but I'm sure Bob Jensen does. And of course, we've been working with the Treasurer's Office on that. Bob, do you?
We've been working with the Treasurer's Office, and we'll be putting forth a package to our board for recommendation to the governor and to the Treasurer for about a $15.5 million bond package, industrial development bonds. How that works is we will work with Leeds and Laramie County, and they will put together a bond issue, and then our board will look at the package, vote on a recommendation to the governor and the treasurer for this bond package, and then the state will buy those bonds.
I'll turn that over to Ms. Roberts. I think that may be hard to tell until they get here, but I'll have you add to that.
It'll be our intention to hire as many of the positions locally as we can. We may have to move a few senior individuals in here just because of the product and the technology initially, but we believe in having a local workforce. That's very, very critical to us. So it was critical in our decision, quite honestly, also, that workforce would be available.
Sir, can you say what sort of positions generally working there? I assume welders, machinists, and that sort of thing. Is that correct?
That's true. These will be good jobs. They'll be well trained. We pay very competitive scales. We are a profit sharing company, so we believe in sharing the results in the growth of the business with our employees. So it's incentive-based compensation. It's been the backbone of Worthington Industries. So, and our partners, Gestamp, fully subscribe to that method of compensation. So I look forward to it to be a very positive development for the workforce. So. We're hoping a lot of them will be sold right here in Wyoming. I mean, obviously we wanted to, and keep in mind, this business, these components are very large, and the transportation costs are very large on moving these products. So having a facility to be able to locate this closely to all the new transmission capacity, where the large projects over the next 5 years are going to go, is really essential. Because it's two things. One, it reduces the cost of the project for the developer, so he's got a much better return on his investment. And two, it allows us access to that market. We'll be bringing raw materials in, but rail was a very, very serious consideration. And I can't comment enough about what Granite Peak has done with Swan Ranch. I mean, I haven't, I've seen a lot of developments, and that development is really unique. Having two interstate highways, having both railroads there. If you're able to do anything with an exchange there, so you can do that, switch those rails. Cliff Root's been talking to me about that. I mean, you're just in a great spot for future growth. That's a very, very attractive development there. And I think Neil, I just got to blow his horn a little bit. You've got one of the best spokesmen for the state, gentleman of his wisdom and age and experience to take the time that he's taken with us to make us feel comfortable, and that permeates through his whole organization. So we very much enjoyed the relationship with his organization. It's made us comfortable as with everybody else here. No, just the towers.
I was just wondering, from Landy's perspective, what were some of the incentives as part of this deal?
Well, we always start off by saying that Wyoming has to compete on the fundamentals rather than on incentives. To the extent that there are and were incentives, they're needed to level the playing field. Across the nation and frankly around the world, communities and governments all over are anxious to get primary industry and primary jobs. So there's a lot of competition for that. But the first and foremost are the things that you've already heard people talk about, and that is access to the transportation system, a business-friendly environment, a regulatory environment, and a tax environment that's part of who we are. It's available to every company, not just Worthington and Gestamp. And then Wyoming has an excellent workforce training program, and you've heard how that's key to the decision, and the ability to do at least some limited financing, I think, was important. Beyond that, I think the question is probably better answered by the company itself on the things that was important to them. So.